Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Whenever you're listening, I thank you for doing so. I am Kevin Mumphrey, and this is We Will Fix It in Post. I am with my friends Carson Hyde Ferguson
Sure.
and Victoria V.A. Jones.
Good evening.
So, did y'all know that Prince was trending maybe a few days ago?
Nah.
No.
Would you like to take a guess why?
Purple Rain.
Purple Rain.
Yeah, so apparently somebody put out a tweet a little while ago of saying you can only have 3 soundtracks you listen to the rest of your life. Just 3.
Just 3.
Yeah.
With all these movies.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And
Purple Rain was
Came-
one of them.
it was the top one.
I believe it.
You got
Really? With the new generation?
Okay, I'm
It was
just talking
it was a
about.
lot of older people, that
Right.
were-
Oh, okay. All right.
But I mean, obviously, when you think of like movie and soundtrack, it's kind of like that main one since the it was released in '84, and it was like on Billboard Top 200 for 6 consecutive months,
It was there for a minute.
and got Prince an Academy Award for Best Original Score.
Hmm.
Best.
Best, yeah. What did I say?
We're not gonna repeat it.
Yeah. It's not October.
Right.
Oh well. So like, okay, when I was so
You okay? Drink some water. You good?
No, I'm good.
You okay?
I am great.
Okay.
He gonna need that cool out cooler here in a second.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, that may be on the next episode, but so like when I was younger, you usually saw that film soundtracks were marketed as pretty much with the film, if not much more than the film, which is not something you see as much anymore. Y'all, you ever just notice that?
I mean, it was all part of the whole strategy, like to get money.
Right. So the song was within the trailer to motivate you to go watch the film. It's all about the song.
Because the music motivates anyway. We all know that.
Yeah.
And then if the music can be just as good or just as entertaining as the film, it's all part of that experience. Because you get a soundtrack like what, a week before the movie maybe.
Okay.
It would have been.
Or does it?
It would have been like maybe 2 or 3 weeks before the movie, because you used the soundtrack to as another form
So
of
you
promotion for the film.
mean the song, the major song, right? Not the full soundtrack.
No, full soundtrack.
Well, I don't know. Well, maybe. Well, I don't know. I can't remember how the releases went, but
Me either. But
I remember not buying the soundtrack until after watching the movie.
right.
But then I remember like at least the first 2 songs are already out.
Yeah, because you have that one song with the trailer, and then you have another song
Yeah.
that just comes out because of whoever the artist is. They put the song out before the movie comes out.
Yeah, and usually these like songs in the soundtrack, it's not like they used all the songs that would be on the soundtrack or in the film. I think that they would maybe like use 1 or 2.
Nah, it'd probably be like 5. You talking about like what? Like something with about 12 to 15 cuts on it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, about 5, 6, something like that.
Something like I'll use an example of 8 Mile. Or 8 Mile. Like how many?
4, 5, something like that. On that particular one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't really remember. I just remember 8 Mile.
Mom Spaghetti.
Yeah. That's it. That's what I remember.
Well, that song wasn't in the movie.
Yeah, it was. He was writing it.
Yeah.
No, writing it, but wait, was it?
He was writing it. Like, I mean, like the instrumental popped on a couple times. Like while he's writing it or whatever, it's in the background playing. It's real low, like at times. And he was on the bus. He was on that bus, like trying to write.
And because I think he did that with like 2 songs that was on the soundtrack. I can't remember the other one. It's a lesser notable, but I just don't remember the name of it currently. So it's like 2 or 3. But I'm trying to think of like, do y'all have like a favorite like movie soundtrack you all can think of?
The most memorable one is the first Bad Boys soundtrack to me, because I remember it was a big deal. It was a really big deal.
I don't know. For me, it's. I know the movie sucked, but the soundtrack was awesome. Elektra. So although it had Evanescence on there, it had some other people on there, a lot of rock.
It's better than Catwoman.
The soundtrack?
No, the movie.
The movie?
The movie.
I don't know, because I like Halle Berry.
I don't care if I like somebody if it's not good.
You know,
I mean, I like Halle Berry, but you know, I would like a better depiction of Storm.
It's funny that you bring up Halle Berry because you know, like her project that's currently out, she's promoting the soundtrack also with her film. And she's doing a different twist on like she's like EPing the soundtrack.
Okay, good for her.
But I know she's got like is an all woman hip hop soundtrack.
Okay,
all right.
And I don't know if y'all saw the film, but
Oh, I saw it.
No, I haven't.
I saw it.
Haven't.
like it.
Yes.
Yes. Why were you hesitant?
I like it. No, I like the film. Okay, I like the film. Some parts of the film, I was like, why? Was my take on it. But in all, it was a good film.
Now, those parts you're talking about, is that kind of like your director hat being popped on?
It was more of the storytelling had popped on.
Mm.
Why was this in there? What was the reason for this? So, that was the storytelling. The director wise, she done a good job. Like, it's a good film, directing wise. Like, I liked it. She did her thing.
So okay, so what other like movie soundtracks that kind of comes to mind?
Sunset Park.
Titanic.
Yeah, I think that one won some like Grammys, didn't it?
It did. And then Beyond the Lights.
Space Jam.
Space Jam.
The first one.
Oh yeah, no,
yeah,
okay,
come on,
okay,
come on
yeah.
now.
Come on,
Come on
man.
now.
You said the
Come on
first
now.
one. You said the
Come
first
on.
one.
Come on now.
Everybody
Come
know
on.
the first Space Jam soundtrack.
Come on,
No,
they had
my apologies. I was assuming you meant the second one.
That no, I ain't talking about that. Like so like that spurned like actual hip hop beef.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Between what?
LL and Cannabis.
Oh my goodness.
Remember that 5, 4, 3, 2, 1? That was on the Space Jam soundtrack.
Okay.
That was on there?
Yeah.
I know it was on L's album.
It was on the soundtrack. It was the third single off of that joint. I don't know why you would put that on the Space Jam soundtrack though.
It was the 90s, man. It was a different time.
Yeah, everything in the 90s was kind of.
You can get away with that kind of stuff in the 90s. And it's LL. Of course you're going to put that on there.
You know, like as far as like kind of underrated soundtracks, the Fight Club soundtrack was really underrated. Cuz it was good music.
Yeah.
But it's just like, you know, like people weren't, I don't know, just.
You think the movie kind of like overshadowed it?
Maybe, but maybe again they didn't market it like that because it was a little bit different because it was a huge critique on consumerism. So you know, like maybe you don't want to have a huge critique on consumerism and then start pumping out a bunch of like consumer materials for you to buy.
Right.
But then again, like years later, I it wasn't through the movie, but you know the emergency cards or whatever that they printed out or whatever and put in the planes or whatever.
Yeah. So
it's like shows a plane on fire or whatever, and everybody's like, yeah. Like I mean, you could buy that. You can still buy that to this day. Not through the movie, but
right.
Like other people printed all that stuff out.
All right. So what do you think about like how these soundtracks kind of add to the film experience?
It makes the film. If you're looking at a trailer, right?
Yeah.
And you, depending on if you're gonna go see that film, the soundtrack matters.
If it's for family.
Oh no. So okay. Like because there'll be certain I'm letting that go. There'll be certain like trailers that they'll just put like dramatic. They may not put music from the soundtrack. They'll just be say dramatic
music.
That dramatic just movie music.
Yeah, I guess, but it'll be that song that you'll hear, and then you'll go and see it, and of course they're gonna put that song back in there.
I think it was. I can't remember if it was the first or the second Fast and Furious. Like Murder Inc. did the soundtrack, and that's when Ja Rule was at the tippy top.
I don't know. Like, it's so
he was at the tippy top, and I remember you heard
take
that,
a number. We're just gonna say it's that one.
You heard like that song like everywhere. And it was like, as soon as you heard that little violin or whatever, and I was like, man, like I've heard this a lot.
I'm trying to think which one, but my head hurts thinking about it.
You can't. You can't. There's too many of them.
I'm just gonna.
These people in space, Kevin, in one of these.
Man, I was sitting there moving to like they really did this. They legit put these dudes in space.
So why don't they just make another movie where they can go to space if that's what they really want?
Nah. We ain't doing that.
We don't. That's just too much.
We putting automobiles in space.
You got to put the family in space. You got to put members of the family in space. Just the
Jetsons.
No, not the Jetsons. The Torettos.
It's terrible.
Speaking of soundtracks, let's rewind back. All right,
Transformers.
Okay.
1989 Transformers.
1989.
You going back?
I mean, that was the movie. Remember? Like, it was all that 80s hairband stuff. And then, like, Optimus Prime, you got the touch. And he, like, transformed. He's, like, blowing people away. And at the end of that, they shot him. And I'm like, yo, like, what just happened? I was like, yo, they're killing Optimus. And then they introduce another character. And I'm like, yo, he ain't Optimus.
Because they shot him.
Right. They shot him.
He ain't Optimus, man. I don't like Hot Rod.
So most 80s music, the older I get, the sound of a lot of 80s music just kind of, I don't know, it just didn't sit well with my ears.
It does it for me. It does my go-to karaoke songs too. Like Pat Benatar, holding out for a hero.
Really?
Like Short Circuit.
Oh my
you remember
God.
that? At the very end, whatever. He's like,
you said that's your karaoke go-to song.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
You put that ball cap on, whatever, real low. You know what I'm saying?
Man, I was done when you said karaoke. I don't even.
I was like, yo, people looking at you be like, oh.
You know, we've never been to him been to karaoke with him.
There's a reason for that.
I want to go now because I want to see him perform this song.
I mean, what's
with
up?
The cape on?
With the cape on.
I ain't putting that cape on for karaoke.
You should.
If you're gonna do it,
it's gonna
do it.
It's gonna destroy the whole thing anyway. Where I dress like extra urban, and then I start doing some 80s hair band joint.
Extra urban.
And then they're like, yo, I didn't expect that.
Extra urban. Extra urban. I've never heard that phrase before.
Get a double cheeseburger with a side of extra urban. Extra side of urban.
You need some hot sauce and some barbecue sauce.
No.
What's up?
Going back to soundtracks, let's talk about the main one, Hustle and Flow.
Okay.
Terrence Howard.
You know.
3-6 Mafia.
You ain't know.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You know, they just had a verses and they brought out Terrence Howard.
Yeah.
For that song.
Man, he didn't look like he remembered too much.
He remembered until he got on that stage. Yeah.
Oh no, that's the lyric right there. Okay, I got it.
He held the microphone right though.
But it's all. I mean, honestly, it's the visual of it enough.
Right.
I think just because I didn't notice that until somebody brought it to my attention. But it's like, oh, they got Terrence Howard back here, which I kind of assumed they would have.
I mean, that's kind of hard, man.
No, Terrence Howard, he gonna ride. You know, you ask him to do something, he gonna come out and he gonna support.
Not Iron Man 2.
And that's a different situation.
That's a different situation.
Well, he wanted too much money. Don Cheadle was like, I'll do it. I'll do it.
Well, look, this that wasn't done in Memphis. Maybe if they had negotiated in Memphis, maybe he'd have come down off that.
You know, the thing that I did not like about Hustle and Flow, the one thing was he used the word "main" way too much. Like he overdid it.
He's hey skinny pimp, man. Tell me this fell out your pocket, man.
I've heard that, and I mean, to me, it sounded like somebody trying to sound like a Memphian when he says "man," so it felt forced a bit. But I've heard people say "man" as much as much as Terrence Howard said in that movie.
I haven't. Now, somebody has said I've done it before, but I was like, I don't think so. Like, not as many times as that,
I think
though.
that's what it, but you know what? After that movie is kind of when I stopped saying it. Like, I don't say it as much. Like, I said it a lot more before I saw that movie. Like, yeah, we do use that word a lot.
Hey, if you leave your drink around me, your drink will get drunk up. Bars.
You gonna put a main after that?
No, that's DJ Paul.
I'm just saying.
DJ Paul is a dog, one you do not trust. Come on. Come on. I thought you knew this.
I heard no mains in those statements. So
he didn't say main in that song.
Paul ain't here.
Right.
So.
He didn't say main in that song. I'm just telling you. Those are bars.
Bars.
The bar is unfinished until you throw a main in.
Bars.
Right. You gotta throw a main in it.
But I mean, even that like, did that soundtrack win it? I mean, the song obviously
song
won an
did.
Oscar. I don't know if the soundtrack.
The soundtrack was
It was
what I can
remember.
remember
They were Grammy nominated, I think, for the soundtrack too, right?
for the whole soundtrack.
The song, soundtrack, and then something else. I think they won 2. I don't know if they won soundtrack, but I think they won I think they won 2. Because you remember that was the biggest thing. It was like Grammy nominated 3 6 Mafia, and I was like, I never thought in my life that would ever proceed.
Not even
nobody.
Grammy, Oscar. Okay,
Oscar, no, like none.
Oscar award winners, 3 6 Mafia.
Oh
Like,
my god!
And I'm like, oh my goodness.
And you know what's crazy? I don't really remember any Oscar, but I remember that one because I'm like, they're not beating Dolly Parton. Hell no.
Right. Like nobody thought. I'm trying to tell you, nobody thought that they would get it.
Like literally, I heard all of Memphis go, "What the fuck?" Like everyone was like, "Oh my god, he won!"
They really did it.
But what I loved about it is they was like legit happy.
They were they were excited themselves because they didn't think that they were going to win.
Nobody on earth thought they were going to win. No one.
And then when they got up there and did that little speech, I was like, "Oh, this is truly awful." There's somebody that didn't practice a speech because
they didn't think they were gonna win.
They were like, "Ain't no way they gonna give this to us."
They were like, "We're not gonna win anyway, so just let us
party, have a good time, network, and chill."
Right.
Trust me, when they said it, I was like, did I just think those words in my head? There's no. I think I sat there and paused. So I'm like, okay, no, I heard but why are they getting up? Like no one's looking weird. No, they legit won this. Memphis about to go insane.
It was a good day. It was a good day for us as a Memphian. You know what I'm saying? So it I just never thought. I don't know who was on the panel that year for Oscars.
Shout out to y'all, whoever y'all are.
Hey, they really like that. They probably really like that film, and the music probably added to it. So.
And the because the vibe of that music,
right?
It kind of captured the vibe of what they wanted to have with that film.
Very much so. Very much so.
It was gritty. I mean, even because none but Memphis mostly on there. It was gritty. Had that aggressive vibe to it.
Wait, hold on. Before when you said aggressive, whatever, you know, you just remind me of part of the movie where I-20 stole off on Terrence Howard. I was like, that was some weak stuff right there.
That's where your mind went to.
That's where your mind went.
Weak. I was like, he waited for that man to be in handcuffs, and he stole off on him.
Hey, you get your money when the money's coming. Like,
it's terrible.
Hey, your guard was down. Got to get the money. Get the money.
But make sure you hold it down, okay?
Old Skinny got stomped out.
That's where I thought he was going with it.
But he went to that. You went to that. It's okay.
Yeah, I'm saying though.
Your mind goes to just weird places, man.
Hey, that's why you got me here.
You're right. You're absolutely right on that. Now, I was thinking with, and maybe this has happened. I just never really paid attention to it. With like, 'cause you don't really hear much about like indie films just having a soundtrack with it.
Right.
So you have like, you got the independent filmmakers, and you got independent artists, and they just almost like merge, just do a project together.
I don't think that's ever happened. Has it?
But I mean, especially when you're talking about Hustle and Flow, though, it's a different type of movie. Kind of different type of audience, and it's like a hip hop based thing. So why wouldn't you take advantage?
Well, that's just like Beyond the Lights too, with that soundtrack. I mean, of course they had, Beyonce had a track in the film. They used one of her tracks in the film, but a lot of those artists were like up and coming artists though. As far as Rita Ora,
even that one LeBron James like documentary or whatever, he had the soundtrack.
Yeah,
he had Drake on that joint.
Drake, Lil Wayne,
yeah, like a spring
Eminem,
like a spring ankle. I ain't nothing to play with.
Anyway, so that would be completely far off from indie, as I'm thinking. So
we need more cameras in here, man.
Why is that?
We need more cameras in here because people just be getting the angle from my live. They don't see what's going on, and I just want this to be documented. I want it to be documented.
I'm not just making this face.
We ain't playing
just to be making it.
Break the law. We ain't playing.
There are reasonings for this. But now I was thinking like, let's say it's a Nashville film. Well, independent filmmaker from Nashville to get up and coming actors are in Nashville. Then you just have a soundtrack, Nashville artist, just local up and coming artists.
It makes sense.
Yeah, I felt like that would be something that would have happened.
Right.
No, it should be an easy thing to do. I mean, the part is time consuming, and a lot of people don't want to add that effort. But it's another revenue stream,
right?
Another cross marketing kind of thing,
and that's the way I was thinking about it.
And it's different. It's different because how many people are doing it on an indie level, but those artists want attention. They want attention. They and you're solving the attention problem for them. So I'm like, why wouldn't you do more like that? And you could do a whole rollout too.
Yeah,
that's what I was thinking. Almost like a.
I mean, it makes sense. It makes a lot of sense to do it that way.
You can have a concert and viewing party. Then you've got multiple artists that are promoting, like, I'm on this soundtrack. They're talking about it. Then you're promoting the film, and it just be like a whole city thing.
Right.
Hey, once we get off, I'm gonna tell y'all a possible opportunity then too. So
just keep that in mind.
A little hush hush, wink wink, if you know what I mean.
That sounds like a money under the table type of deal.
Where the cameras at?
No. This a money over the table thing.
Where the cameras at?
Over the table.
Over the table.
That sounds legal. At least I hope so. But I was thinking like soundtracks that I like, and ironically they're all like R&B based, like Wait and Exhale soundtrack.
Oh, I forgot about that one.
Favorite, Love Jones.
That one.
Oh yeah, I think I played that. I probably listened to that soundtrack more than I've watched the movie.
Wait, hold on. Wait and Exhale. That had that Brandy joint on there, right?
Yeah.
Sitting up in the room.
Yeah, that was like a breakout joint.
And I was like, dang, man. Sitting up in my room. I was like,
oh my God.
I was like, yo, man.
Oh, and The Preacher's Wife.
Yeah, that was good.
Ooh.
That was good.
That was a good one.
The Wood.
Yes, The Wood.
Wait, who? I don't remember that one as much.
It was
who
like
was on that one?
It was like the four friends. So like Omar Epps.
Oh no, who's on the soundtrack?
Right. Best Man, not Best Man. What's the other? So Best Man had the song with damn, what's the name of that song? Where all the male R&B singers, Genuine was on it.
Was that one with Cisco was on that joint too?
Cisco was not on that one.
So
what was?
I'm looking at the Wood soundtrack, and I'm with you until I saw R. Kelly. So
okay, go back. What is the name of that song?
What soundtrack?
Best Man.
What they got all them singers on there?
Right. What's the name of that song?
Best Man I Can Be.
That's the name of the song?
That was Yeah.
Okay.
I don't remember that song. For
You
some
don't
reason.
remember that
I
song?
don't remember that song.
That is one of my.
yeah.
I never knew the name of the song, but
the best man I can be.
It's
Tyrese, Genuine,
Yeah.
RL.
It's probably because I never saw the video.
Case is Case on
Case
there.
on it, man. They got all.
That is one of my favorite.
Oh, you said Case, Nutty Professor.
Okay.
No, yes, yeah, that was a good one.
That Touch Me Tease Me was on that joint. I think that was the first one. With Foxy Brown. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a dope soundtrack.
That the Def Jam soundtrack. Oh wait, God, not Nutty Professor, but the one with Bill Bellamy on there.
Oh, How to Be a Player.
Yeah,
that was a good soundtrack too.
that was
Yeah, I mean, like most of that stuff was like, hey, we gotta make all this good stuff,
Right.
and it was another way to capture revenue on the other side.
Yeah.
And then like it spurned like a whole bunch of stuff too, and then I wouldn't say it's necessarily soundtrack, but like Michael Jackson stuff, where he did those movies for like 3 or 4 songs in his album.
Yeah.
Like Smooth Criminal. That's
basically a mini movie.
Yes, that's art.
Most of all his music videos were mini movies, though. I said most of them, not all of them.
Make you want to scream.
Yeah, I wouldn't count. No, not that. That one. See, when I think of Michael Jackson's movie like video, Thriller, obviously, that's kind of the main one. And because Bad wouldn't necessarily.
Yeah, they had like 2 versions.
It was an extended version.
Yeah, they had it was like a 10-minute extended version, maybe 12. It was like But Smooth Criminal, I think that was like one of the bigger productions,
right,
outside of Thriller.
Yeah. Now that was a damn near a mini series.
You've been hit by.
Now, did y'all think that? And I was just thinking of this with the changes with the music industry. Could that have affected the?
Yeah,
yeah.
Because now you maybe not have the same kind of relationships, so it's not as easy to kind of go to that well. And then you got a lot of people short-sighted, maybe short-sighted. I don't know, like, and not thinking about doing dual projects because they don't want to split the money. But I don't know.
Because I would think it would look. We don't want to spend all this marketing money. Like, I know y'all got something for this film.
But I'm like, okay, you got marketing money for the albums, all that stuff. You combine budgets. Now you spend less money across the board to market. And then you're putting your respective projects, whether it's the music or the movie, in front of way more people at less cost.
But also now you kind of see, like, and especially because, got your Netflix, and you're probably not going to, well, I think it may start to be a thing, but or even like give you an idea, like with Insecure,
they
put the music on, and then I think they have a playlist, like a Spotify, and Apple playlist.
Yeah,
I mean, if anything, that helps out the artists. I mean, that's
just a new way of doing it. That's all that is.
Yeah.
Don't Grey's Anatomy do that as well?
Yeah,
because they're known for picking
right. So I didn't know they have a playlist, because. Even back in whatever season we're in, but back in the not the double-digit seasons, at the end of the episode,
single.
You know what I'm saying? They'll put up the artists that are featured in that episode.
I mean, and all you have to do, honestly, is just like you make it a digital download, give them a coupon code or something like that to go wherever.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
That QVR code.
If you buy the film or whatever, you get the soundtrack and you package together,
right?
And then you got a coupon code to go to this site to download the music.
Because really, how I figured out about new artists is by, watching television or watching Grey's Anatomy, hearing a song that I liked, and trying to go look up that artist. You know what I'm saying? To hear other stuff that they got.
Every now and again I get on a kick where I'll be listening to not so much anymore, but like I would say every Sunday I would sit down and I would like listen to stuff while I would listen to music to select stuff. I would like have some ideas. I would like think about my week, and I'd be playing like this real kind of chill, mellow deal on SoundCloud, Selection Radio, and I found a bunch of different artists like just through that.
Yeah.
Like what Masago? Masago.
You looking at me like I know what you talking
Masago.
about.
I know who you talking about.
He's a dude that plays like the saxophone.
I know who you talking because Drake used his.
Yeah, and he sings too. He's very, very talented.
He's good.
Very talented. I first saw him there. Bryson Tiller.
Yeah.
I first saw him there, and then like they built like audiences, so kind of like a Spotify kind of thing.
Right.
They built like audiences, and one of the threads, you go down that wormhole, kind of like YouTube.
Yeah.
Like I found this one artist or whatever, J. Cicero, very talented rapper. I mean, she's special. And then she ended up going on that Funk Flex women's freestyle, Jermaine Dupri, like feature. She's in Atlanta now, originally from Ohio. I got nothing but good things to say about her and her manager because I've actually dealt with them directly, and they're cool, good people. I even showed them to a friend this past week, and he's like, "Oh yeah, she can rap, and like she got bars, and she can be technical, but it's not inaccessible to a regular person."
Is she like in her 20s or?
I don't know how old she is. Maybe late 20s, early 30s. I don't know.
But that's also how new artists get discovered by another audience.
Yep.
That would have never listened to that person.
Oh yeah, that freestyle was fire too. That first one.
Juicy Fruit was on the soundtrack for Harley Quinn. That movie.
Juicy Fruit.
Yes, she's a rapper.
Above the Rim, that soundtrack.
Ooh,
it's good. It's a good soundtrack.
It didn't like.
It was solid. It was solid. It wasn't like super popular or whatever. Because MC Light had that one joint on there.
I know Pac had. Was Holla If You Hear Me was on there?
I can't remember. Excuse me.
But
getting choked up over there, ain't you?
Yeah, MC Light does things.
MC Light got you
man,
all twisted and turning, huh?
I like MC Light.
It sounds like it.
She dope. She good people.
That's actually a good way to end this for Carson's love of MC Light.
Or just say, hey man, say man. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you take your pills, okay?
What are you talking about? Got no damn pills.
All right, we're gonna wrap this up.
Crazy over here. Crazy.
He's gonna say, find you a movie soundtrack and just take a listen to it. You never know what you might find.
Hey, from the 1990s.
Yeah.
Hey, but Puff Daddy did that one in the 2000s.
All right, the early 2000s were good too.
Yeah. Like up until about 2005, and they fell off.
And that's where we're going to end it. I am once again Kevin Mumphrey with my friends Karsten Hype Ferguson.
Sure.
And Victoria V.A. Jones.
Good afternoon.
And that is a wrap.
Yeah, it is.
Lights, camera, action. In a studio where local filmmakers talk to other filmmakers about the inside world of film. Cut! That's not the script. It. We'll fix it in post. Do you wonder how films are produced and what really goes on behind the scenes? Well, stand by. Filmmakers Kevin Mumphrey, Victoria V.A. Jones, and Carson Hype Ferguson explain all the details. Right here on It, We Will Fix It in Post podcast.